nervousness go down a little bit. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do a speech today, which is going to cover two things. One, just a little introduction on who I am, and the other is how to create a sacred space. So it's going to be a demonstration. I'm actually going to create a sacred space right there. So my name is Melissa. I'm an older, I guess what you would call a non-traditional student. Non-traditional pretty much sums up my life. I am an only child, but I have two brothers and two sisters. So both of my parents were married before they had me. And I guess the reason why that's important and relevant to what I'm going to be doing today is that my father, actually I should start with my grandfather, grew up on Turtle Mountain Indian Reservation, what TMC is named after. And he did go to the Catholic schools and kind of got indoctrinated. So I remember being a child and really trying to pull information out of him, and he wouldn't give me anything. So growing up with my brother and sister who were Irish and German, and me having, like a quarter of Indian, and my dad not being in the house, that's what I gravitated to as my connection to him. So I tried to seek out any information I could on what it means to be Indian, and that's kind of how my spirituality evolved into this kind of native Christian mystic kind of mix. So it's a little shamanism, definitely some Christianity in there, and it's just a big blob. So that's my background, that's where I'm coming from. And so as I'm creating the sacred space, you'll see both components in it. So let's start that portion of the speech. So basically the idea behind creating a sacred space, like if you can think of one unifying ingredient in almost all traditional and non-traditional religions, the one thing that everything has is that there is a place that's set apart. So there's a specific, either a church, synagogue, or even a place that you're supposed to kind of put yourself away to pray, in a certain direction. So place and space is very important into spirituality. And so what I'm going to be doing today is showing you three components of a good sacred space. One is that it is pure, second is that it is holy, and the third is that it is safe. So I will just go ahead and start doing that. This is how I see things. So these are the elements that I'm going to use for my life and what's relevant to me, and you would need to go and pick out the things that are important to you. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is I always use a blanket or something of that nature because I'm a really messy person. So trying to have a place in my house set aside wouldn't work for me. Some people prefer to do altars, which is totally, whatever works best for you. For me, I need a mobile thing that I can kind of sweep away. So that's part of the pure aspect of it. You don't want, let's move that a little bit away from you. You don't want any dirt, dust, garbage, dirty clothes, anything like that in your sacred space. Make it partitioned off from the rest of your house and from the rest of your life, really. It is its own entity. So that's my foundation. The next thing you're going to do is just start incorporating things that are important to you. So I jumped ahead. Sorry. We're going to still keep getting this pure. Okay, so you got your foundation, everything else is clear. There's a couple different ways that you can make it energetically clean and pure. In the native tradition, I'm not going to do it because I don't know if I'll get in trouble or not. So we're going to pretend this is sweetgrass or sage. And you would burn it. Here, I got a little picture of what something like this would look at. I don't know if you can see it, but put it in a little bowl, and you don't want it to be on fire. You want it to, you're going to burn the end of it, use a feather or your hand to fan it out, and don't blow on it because that's disrespectful. fan it, blow it out, and then you're going to smudge your sacred space. So I'm going to take my shoes off so I can get into my sacred space. So then you're just going to use the smudge to clear the 4 directions. So I'm going to do, we're pretending this is north, I'm smudging in north and blowing smoke, and I'm doing the same thing in the east, on the south, and then I'm going to go to the west. And then the sacred mountain, which is in the center, and this is my connection to the higher planes and also to the earth. And then I'm going to just smudge myself. So I'm making my space and myself clean. Another trick you can use for the lower energies, and those are what's connected to the earth. And this is another thing that I'm not going to do because I don't want to get in trouble, but I'll show you anyways. You take a metal pot, probably put a plate down first. And this is Epsom salt. So you're going to put about a 1/4 inch of Epsom salt in the pan. And then you take rubbing alcohol or Everclear or anything that's 100% alcohol. Pretend this is open. You pour about 1/2 inch on top. Take a wooden match and light it on fire. And it's going to blow colors, and what it does is the chemicals and the colors attract kind of negative energy, and it's going to burn up with the alcohol. Especially when you're first starting out and having your sacred space developed, it's a really good idea to do this. You can also do it for your house just to clean it up. You know, if you have sick people over or somebody you don't like and want to get rid of their energy, good way to do it. So that should make your space pretty pure. There's a lot of ways to do it, so those are just 2 ways that I've used in the past. Crystals are great too, but they're a little expensive, so something to think about here.